Support Wrestletalk! Hello and welcome to the Screengrapple. I'm Elfegor Laurie Blake. This is housemate Simon Logan, and this is what the internet has been saying about wrestling this week.
Raw was weird. Everyone decided basically that it went back to the dark days of 2 weeks ago. Particularly our boy Cedric doing a tried and tested wrestling trope of the mask spot. The good guy needs some help. Mystery mask person comes out. Mask reveal. It's somebody we really want to see. They beat up the bad guys. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raw didn't do that. Instead, what happened is Cedric gets kicked in the face and pinned, knocked out, dead, and then takes the mask off. Who won?
Thunder reporting for Jennifer!
Someone at Wrestletalk was particularly animated by this. One Luke Owen.
Albert comes out to the goat and he's wearing a mask. So instantly, as a wrestling fan, you're like, there's a wrestler under there. It's a chopper mask. It's literal.
Stop trying to put yourself over
Yeah,
the chopper.
Pete.
I made you.
And him and Roman suddenly go like, oh, we got him. I'm like, no, you didn't. You got beat, mate. You got pinned. Clean as a sheet in the middle of the ring. Your plan failed. Spectacularly so. And they're standing there. You know, look at this image. Look at this thumbnail. This is the ending shot of Raw. And it's Cedric going like, wacka wacka, we got them. Like, you didn't.
Has anyone ever been more cross about that section?
Should we give him a ring?
Yeah.
See what he has to say for himself. Are you playing Sega?
You always playing Sega.
Are you playing Quackshot again?
Like Spider-Man.
Oh, okay, well that's technically work.
Yeah.
If you thought about Raw in the last 3 months, say, is that weirdly the most frustrated you've been with it?
Yeah, because it didn't make me angry, it just made me perplexed. Like, it's not a case of usually you ask, like, why in the hell did you book this? But actually, at the end of it, you're like, why did you book this? How did you book this? How did you build all of this? And this was your end product. Like, it's just a baffling decision. And I think that it's basically, they had the storyline out, and then just before they went out, Vince suddenly was like, hang on, he's tiny. He can't pin Drew. Drew's too big.
Each individual point of that end angle was its own mood board, I think. That you have to, it doesn't flow. This is not a story they're telling. This is a series. It's like short stories.
You're saying it was Mad Libs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just more of a case of sort of them baffled, because I've then had people on the old Twitter machine and in the the YouTube comments getting in touch with me and say like, storyline makes complete sense. Cedric stopped Roman from getting beaten down. And I'm like, they won.
Thanks for the recap, Luke.
That's alright, mate. I'm going to go back to playing Spider-Man now.
Yeah. You do your work. I didn't know he was there the whole time.
He turned around like a Blofeld.
What's going on? I mean, I've been expecting you.
Right, see you later. I'm gonna rate the quality of that call 5 stars. Dave Meltzer. Oh.
Send.
Oh no. Where's the
complaining about the person you were calling button?
Hey, Laurie. Let's have a quick chat with you. I hate to be the bad guy, but we're going to have to let you go. You're not going to be working here now. I mean, if you need help, we can give you rent money. I mean, you're going to be out in the streets. We're firing you. You put beans in Andy's desk. We can't. We're firing. You're not. I don't think you're fully understanding what's going on here. We're letting you. You're going to be on the streets, man. You've got a record. You can't get another job. You are. So you had job. Now no job. You are fired. You are fired. You don't work here now.
Let's move on to SmackDown.
Smacky D's.
Kevin Owens laying pipe. Generally speaking, getting lots and lots of positive reviews.
He's a promo machine, isn't he, Kevin Owens?
This is the thing that everyone always says, because Stone Cold is the ultimate example of how this sort of thing works, which is The reason Stone Cold worked, that is part of his personality, and he turned it up to 11 to become Stone Cold. This is what we're getting towards with this.
Yeah, this is Kevin Steen.
And that's why it works.
Yeah.
It has to be character on top of reality, especially nowadays where they have all got real personalities on Twitter and Instagram and everything.
I think it's so good.
I mean, this guy needs to learn how to use a desk. This is how powerful Shane is. He's even the only one who knows which microphone he's on. With this guy,
he's on 2.
This guy like Rick Wakeman on all the things.
Plugged into the Matrix.
Yeah.
I cannot do it, Cam. I don't have the power.
We've really just smushed together.
Oh, there's a lot of
prog
things
rock
there.
with the
Yeah,
Matrix.
we've done a lot there. Yeah. A bit of Star Trek there as well.
Another thing that happened on SmackDown, it was finally revealed to be one Mr. Cesaro.
I don't care anymore. I don't care who you are anymore. No, this Sunday at Extreme Rules, I am just going to walk out.
Ooh, linen trousers.
Linen trousers. Not touching that chair.
I was gonna, you sit on it. Okay, so we're going out on a Friday night. It's not a song.
Grab
Loads of shows this weekend.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
We've got Fight for the Fallen, we've got Evolve, and then we've got Extreme Rules. A bit of controversy about putting it on the same night that Fight for the Fallen is happening, because Fight for the Fallen is ostensibly a charity show.
It's the 10th anniversary show of Evolve. They have like so many of the current WWE guys are ex-Evolve champions, and they're all going back. The problem is you have to admit defeat if you filmed it and then you were like putting out a day later. You can't put it out a day later because you've got your own thing going on the day later.
Yeah.
You can't put it out a week after because that's too late. So the only thing they can do is stream it at the time, and it's a lose-lose scenario because you either admit defeat by bowing out and giving the night to Fight for the Fallen, or you put it on.
We've also got Extreme Rules,
Yeah.
which might honestly be one of the oddest pay-per-views for quite some time.
Extreme Rules, I think if you stopped watching, whenever AJ takes on Ricochet, if you stop watching there, because I reckon that'll be the third to last match.
Yeah.
Stop watching there, and I bet you it's an amazing pay-per-view.
Well, here's the thing, because this is what happened with Stomping Grounds. The first hour of Stomping Grounds is actually quite enjoyable. Am I right in thinking that Shane McMahon is also still in a feud with The Miz?
Yes, I think so.
So
I think Shane McMahon is in a feud with everyone. So he's in a feud with Kevin Owens.
So as of right now, if we can call, broadly speaking, aggressive interactions feuds, he is currently in a feud with The Undertaker, Roman Reigns, The Miz, and Cedric Alexander.
And Kevin Owens. Survivor Series.
The forces of Shane versus...
Survivor Series. It's just the Omni Shane.
The forces of putting us out of our misery.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
All 5 of the other team just take a knee and ask to be beheaded.
this is going on Friday. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Famous birthdays.
I happen to share a birthday. with
Sunday Peachai from Google.
with some famous people.
Sami Zayn!
Sami Zayn? What? Charlie Murphy?
Charlie Murphy!
What a birthday!
Oh, he stepped across the line. Habitually, he's a habitual line stepper.
It's one of the greatest lines of all time. You're a big fan of DDT.
Yes. Show it to me.
This is their latest event.
What? What?
They went to an elephant training zoo.
That's amazing. Why is that not part of Extreme Rules?
DDT and the poo.
Oh, DDT poo.
Doo-doo-tea.
Doo-doo-tea.
We salute you, DDT.
Oh, the chops of a geisha.
One day we need to go see a DDT show because everyone should watch it. It is genuinely.
But how do you go? How do you know where they're doing them? Do you just hang around parks? You can't with the Cosby birthday.
No, that's true. Oh no! What an allegation! Cosby birthday. Our good friend Vince Russo, he's back or not? Apparently, it was briefly floated that he might make a return after leaving his masturbatorium, where he castrates the marks and does all the he needs to do to make money now.
His ego-stroking mind palace.
So apparently, it was Bruce Pritchard that kind of kiboshed the idea. Now, this sounds to me that this was never really an idea to bring him back. But somebody asked. Everyone's making a thing of it, but really what happened is somebody asked their source, would they do this because they've brought back everyone else? And they were like, no.
The way that WWE has done its massive restructuring is what's happened is they found Vince's Rolodex from the 90s. So obviously Russo was going to come up there. He's just in the mix, isn't he?
Yeah.
Vince never transferred his contacts onto digital, so he's got no one.
Imagine having to be the runner or office person who has to help Vince transfer stuff from phone to phone.
This is wrapped in cables.
He's just
taking 7 phone calls.
Enzo, Amore, and Joey Janela have just been getting into fights. And they were at a Blink-182 concert. Here he is, Enzo. He is, I guess, known colloquially as a prick. People
He's
can
also
come up with
dressed
their own
entirely
words.
in Kath Kidston clothing.
Yeah. They got into a fight. Here's the fight in question. Let's see how this went down.
Good fight.
Really good fight. Joey Janela's been quite funny about it. He basically just said it was the worst fight ever. He was just drunk and tried to have a joke. And then they just had a really bad little scuffle. Yeah. Enzo's been making it out like it's
Cody versus Dustin.
It's very strange. I mean, I feel bad for Enzo in a way. I think Janela just looks confused. So here's the preview of their next fight.
All right, son. I'll take your mum's door off the hinges. You don't want to mess with us, mate. Understand me, Josh, now. I'm the king. I'm the man. See me? I'm the tank. Understand me, son. There's nothing you could do to affect me. Understand? So I will disrespect you and humiliate you. You bastard.
After our, what some have said, incredibly successful award ceremony last week, it is time for the actual ESPY to be handed out to WWE for their fake thing that they just did on their own.
Cool.
So let's see where they decided to do it. Oh, that's just the red carpet.
Oh no.
And they do the whole thing, and they give him the envelope.
The winner is, the ESPY goes to Roman Reigns, returns to WWE Raw.
Now, the irony of this, of course, this is on the red carpet, so technically this is Roman Reigns winning on the pre-show. This award is so meaningless that they're not even handing it out at the award show.
No, it's been so made up.
So watch this guy, the presenter at the start, not know who anyone is.
It's great to have you guys, as well as we have Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Now, Seth.
Smooth.
And look at Seth's face. He's just shaking his head like you've forgotten the name.
whole time, Seth is just confused by this whole thing. So Roman was unlucky. He didn't get a Screengrapple award.
No.
But he has been given this fake ESPY. So
well done for you, Roman.
maybe next year he'll be on the show.
Maybe this is the ultimate consolation. This
balloon?
Weather balloon that somebody's made into a
this maraca.
this chrome maraca. That is all we have time for on this edition of Screengrapple. If you see anything funny that you want to send us, the addresses are on screen now. I've been El Faked or Laurie Blake. This has been housemate Simon Longdon, and that was Screengrapple.